Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Locked In Podcast. My name is Ani,
My name is Shri.
and we have a very exciting episode for y'all today, episode 8 of our podcast. We have an amazing guest who's going to come on and talk about one of the hottest NBA meme pages on Instagram. He is the founder, and he runs the meme page real.nba.quotes, which has 207,000 followers. His name is Mason, and we're really glad and excited to have him on and talk to him about his experiences with running the page and his journey with making one of the most popular meme pages on Instagram.
Yeah, it's super dope because I've been following this guy since he had like a relatively smaller following on Instagram. He had, I think, like 10,000, 12,000 followers, but his content's been ridiculously funny, just super relevant with all the NBA stuff. He's been on point with his content, so he's really stepped it up, made a name for himself, and we're really excited to have him on, so we'll just get right to it.
All right, there we go. My bad. I've never used this before.
No worries. What's up, man?
What's up? How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm pretty good.
Honestly, dude, this is kind of fun because like I used to follow your page when you're at like 12,000, like super early, and it's been crazy seeing you grow to like 200K plus. So honestly, I just kind of wanted to interview, like, starting off, what kind of inspired you to like start the page in general?
Well, my very first post was a stupid idea that I got pretty close with a friend named NBA District. I'm sure you've heard of him.
Mm-hmm.
Because I used to only do your NBA opinions. I'm not sure if you ever heard of that account. I sold it a while ago, so I'm not on there anymore. But that was my first page. And then I was talking with Carter from NBA District one night, and I was like, hey, I got this dumb idea for a post. And it was like, the Warriors were really good at the time. And I was like, for the same price of a Warriors ticket, you can buy all this stuff. And it was like a picture of a bench, a picture of like Miley Cyrus, a bunch of random stuff. And then we were like, hey, let's do it. Let's make a random account where we just make fake stuff up. And we kind of just went from there. We didn't really get a lot of inspiration from anybody in particular.
Bro, it's so funny. And I think it was initially just called like Frank Kaminsky's burner account. So like, why Frank?
Well, one day I sat down at dinner and I got a follow from Frank Kaminsky. And the page was kind of dead at the time. I only posted maybe once a week. And that full on inspired me to go like as hard as I could. I DM'd him and we've talked a bunch ever since. And like I knew about where he was going in the off season before everyone else knew.
Damn,
I wasn't
that's
going to
so
talk about it, but I knew about it.
that's so sick. Like little Woj over here with Frank, man. That's so dope.
Yeah, man, you could have leaked that for sure, but good thing you did.
Yeah.
Gotta keep the trust. Yeah, I mean, so when looking at your page, sometimes I get confused because I'll be scrolling on my feed and I'll see it and I'm like, oh, is this an ESPN quote? Because the memes, they look really professional. The quotes themselves, they look almost like real quotes with the way it's designed. So is that your goal, to basically kind of trick idiots into thinking that these are real quotes, or is that just like the way that you wanted to create it just to make it seem realistic?
Well, anymore, that was kind of the goal at first, I suppose. But anymore, I feel like most people that aren't complete idiots know that it's not real. But like now we just got really into graphic design, and I care about what everything looks like, and we want it to look good. We take pride that it like looks good because since you guys have been following for a long time, I'm sure you remember when the posts looked terrible. They used to look bad.
Yeah,
I wouldn't say bad, but it's gotten better for sure.
really
bad,
looks
bad compared to what we are now.
because you look at Bleacher Report, they do the same thing where they have these quotes and it looks almost indistinguishable. And I find it hilarious because I know some people that send me the memes that you make, the fake quotes. And some of them are pretty believable, but I mean, this is really funny.
Yeah, we used to make them a lot more believable, but like before the slideshows, but we kind of figured out that just being outrageous and crazy in the slideshows is a lot better for the page in terms of like engagement and growth. So we just kind of stick with that.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm sure you're a sports fan in general. So why do you choose the NBA specifically? Is it something about the NBA being like the most active sports league on Twitter, and there's lots of Twitter beef and burner accounts? Like, is it just something about the NBA specific? Because, I'm sure there's some stuff you could do for like the MLB or NFL too.
Well, I have been a huge basketball fan. I've played like basketball just since I was 3 years old, really. And I don't play super competitively anymore, but I loved it. And then in 2011, I'm from Cleveland, Ohio. I don't live there anymore, but I'm from Cleveland, Ohio. In 2011, the Cavs drafted Kyrie Irving, and I played with him on 2K and immediately wanted to watch him in real life. So then I started watching the NBA. And in 2017, Thanksgiving break, I was off for school. I got really bored one weekend, and I made the page Your NBA Opinions, and then just kind of went from there. And I've always done NBA. And I actually founded Real NFL Quotes, got that page to 6,000 followers, and then I gave it to my friend for free because I couldn't run it at a pace I was happy with, and it wasn't doing as well as it could be.
Yeah, it's kind of wild though, because like all the memes you post, they're all based in like some form of truth. It kind of like it borders that weird line of like it's uncomfortably true, but also just like completely ridiculous. So how do you kind of get it to that point where like the memes they're what we think, but we don't really say them?
Yeah, well, when there's not a lot going on, like right now, especially, that's when my posts kind of drought and we don't post as much just because much isn't happening. But we like to like base it off of something that's happening right then. So then it's just the slightest bit believable because, you know, a player's never going to tell his teammate that he's trash or terrible, but a player might think that, you know?
I mean, recently my man Book has been getting a lot of shit on your page.
Okay, that was just a random joke, and I couldn't tell you why. I've actually met Devin Booker in real life when I lived in Arizona, and I don't have anything against him. I think he's a good player. I love him. But it all kind of started when he made – I don't know if you remember, but he was playing in a rec league or like in a gym, and he got double teamed, and he started complaining about it. And that kind of – I was like, what are you complaining for?
Oh, I remember.
And then I was like, we made fun of him a little bit, and then now it's just a joke because we just – Curious George just told him to shut up.
Curious George, dude, that shit gets me every time. Oh my god. Well, yeah, you mentioned you're a huge Cleveland sports fan. So with the Browns, I don't want to pick on the Browns, but why do you think Cleveland sports kind of have like the worst luck? I mean, okay, other than the 2016 Cavs, which I have nothing to say about. I hated that whole series. That pissed me off. But
really?
It was just incredible. Like 3-1, and then Bogut goes down, and then Draymond gets suspended. I mean, I'm a Warrior fan, so honestly, for me, it was heartbreaking.
Oh, I got you. Okay, makes sense.
But that was one of the most incredible titles I've ever seen. But aside from that, why do you think Cleveland sports just don't have it?
I don't know. I mean, we blow a 3-1 lead against the Cubs in the World Series in 2016. And then the Browns, just ever since we sold our franchise, have never recovered in the slightest. So I don't know. I think it's just a bit of bad luck. But I'm betting on the Browns this year. I think we'll seriously be good because we could have been good last year, but our coaching was just about as bad as it can get.
We got some questions about the Browns later.
All right.
One of the questions I have for you is, you say I have faith in the Browns, but I mean, do you have faith in Baker? I know this is going to be like one of his first full seasons with like a completely healthy offensive line, like good wide receivers, and like, you know, I think they had a pretty good draft too. So you have full faith in Baker Mayfield to lead Cleveland.
Yes, I believe he's a top 12 quarterback in the league.
Very hot take. Very hot take. Hot off the presses.
I just don't think that his rookie year was an accident. He played 13 and a half games and broke the rookie touchdown record for quarterbacks. So I just don't believe that's an accident. And then last year, I don't know how many Browns games y'all watch, but that Browns play calling was pathetic. It was embarrassing.
Freddie Kitchens.
Terrible.
I think, yeah, they did a terrible job protecting him on the offensive line. They kept on making him take like 6, 7, 8-step dropbacks, and like he was so far back, and he's a pretty short guy. So like it's hard for him to do it in general. So I feel like hopefully like this year, Baker and Cleveland in general, I think the AFC North is kind of competitive actually. Other than the Ravens, they're really good. But I think the
AFC North is crazy.
Yeah, I mean, especially with Joe Burrow coming in, it'd be a very interesting. I think that's one of the most interesting. That and the NFC South, two most interesting divisions to watch.
The Ravens are obviously like the Ravens. They're going to be good with Lamar Jackson, all that. They're super good. And then the Steelers probably are never going to be a terrible football team, even if they're not as dominant as they have been. And then I don't know. I'm kind of terrified of Joe Burrow at least a little bit. I feel like he's going to have a fire, and he's so good.
You think he's going to break Baker's rookie record?
I definitely wouldn't be surprised. It wouldn't surprise me at all because the rookie record is actually pretty low. I think it's like, what was it, 15 maybe?
Yeah, I think
no.
15.
Yeah, 15. Yeah, it wasn't – it's not high at all. So, I mean, surely Joe Burrow throws if he doesn't get hurt, surely he throws a touchdown a game, right?
And you'd hope with that. Hopefully they have some healthy receivers for once. I feel like they always have A.J. Green was injured at like the worst times and just something unfortunate. But we have some Browns questions for you. I'll start off with one. Over, under, Baker flips off his opponents more than twice in the season.
Over.
Over for sure. Damn.
I think Baker is madder than ever after last year because he knows how pathetic he looked.
Oh my god. All right. Over under Browns win 8 games.
Over. My prediction is 9-7, but the Browns could go 4-12 every year, and it wouldn't surprise me, even if they should go. Because honestly, with their schedule, it's not that great. They really probably should win about 10 games with their roster.
Yeah, they have the talent for sure.
They have a good roster now.
Just depends if we can put it together.
Yeah. So on our most recent episode of our podcast, we did a sports trivia episode. So we have 2 sports trivia questions relating to the Browns. You don't mind me asking, I want to see. I know you're an NBA quotes guy, NBA guy in general, but just Browns trivia is so much fun to ask because, yeah, y'all suck. Sorry.
Go for it. I mean, I honestly really didn't get into football very hard until about 2015. I started watching games consistently, and then 2017 is when I started watching every Browns game. But I'll do my best. I'll do my best.
I think one of them should be pretty easy for you. So, okay, how many first-round quarterbacks did the Browns draft from 2012 to 2018?
First-round quarterbacks, 2012 to 2018. Johnny Manziel. I'm just going to say 3.
Correct.
Oh.
Brandon Weeden, Johnny Manziel, and Baker Mayfield.
That's what I was thinking of.
Johnny Football Stuff.
No, Johnny.
All right, and then,
the highlight of Johnny Manziel's career is when he played as wide receiver for one play and he caught a 30-yard pass. I don't know if you guys have seen that.
I really thought he would be something in the league. I didn't even expect him to be a star. I thought he would just stick around just because big personality. He could at least stick as a backup. But
he got drafted to the worst organization in the league.
Mm-hmm.
So.
All right, okay, and this is a Cleveland Cavs trivia question. So y'all have 2/3 official mascots. It's really confusing. If you can name any of them, I'd be impressed. But there's 2 official ones and there's an unofficial one as well.
I can't name a single one. I'm not gonna lie.
There's Whammy.
I have never been
Moondog
to a
and
Cavs
JCC.
game in Cleveland. Oh, I did know Moondog, but I didn't think of it.
Yeah, I can't really remember mascots either. That's tough.
Just a question for you. You're wearing a big baller shirt, and you just posted a meme a few days ago where LaMelo's talking about buying the Hawks, the Lithuanian team. He's on. The quote is, "I carry the team so much, it's already like I owned. It's like I own them already. Now it's official." Just are you a big supporter and believer in the big baller brand and the Ball family in general?
Well, I've been a big Lonzo fan since Chino Hills. I love the way he plays, and I still am a firm Lonzo believer. I think he'll be an all-star one day. And then this was actually a gift from a sponsor. I got 2 BBB shirts for a promo I did way back when on Your NBA Opinions.
Are they still making merch? Or
I know they shut down a while ago because my brother tried to buy a shirt and they were shut down. But I heard they opened back up, but I'm not for sure.
Yeah, I don't know what LeVar's doing, man. That dude used to be the talk of all sports stuff 3 years back.
Fell off the map.
I know, man.
He's still talking. He said pretty recently, again, he said all 3 of his sons are going to end up on the
Lakers.
He's still talking.
He gets his words in here and there.
All right, we got one last question for you. It's just a general NBA thing. So there's one guy in the history of the league who's won 6th Man of the Year and Most Improved in the same year. Who is it?
6th Man of the Year and Most Improved? Was it post 2000?
Pre-2000.
Okay, yeah.
It's like the border.
I don't know. Maybe Manu Ginobili. He's drafted 99 now. I don't know. I can tell you.
That's a pretty good guess, though.
That's actually not. It's Darrell Armstrong. He used to play for the Magic. Super small. He used to dunk.
Gotcha.
6 foot. He's not that small, but
I got I don't know if y'all keep up with Bucket Center, but my kind of thing with him is I don't really study old NBA because I watch old games. I've watched all of the 96, 97 series with the Bulls, but I don't know. I'm not a big fan of studying the NBA that much. I just kind of like to watch it and enjoy it. I don't hate on players, and I'm a Cavs fan, but I'll watch any team in the league play any team.
Have you been watching the Last Dance series, the ESPN's?
Yes, I have, but I missed I missed last week because I was out with some friends, but I'll catch up on it one day here. I like it. I definitely kind of wish that I almost wish it was longer because they're showing a lot of highlights and everything, but I really want I like MJ and I would like to know everything. I would like to learn more.
Thoughts on Rodman going to Vegas middle of the season?
All the power to him. I mean, I wouldn't expect much less out of Dennis Rodman.
Yo.
That's one time Dennis Rodman, I think, commented on one of my posts, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like when he used to comment on every post, it was like, "I'm leaving soon" and everything. He types like Playboy Cardi.
Oh,
everything's spaced out with periods.
Man, if Rodman had social media back in the day, or if social media was a thing back in the day, I don't know. The coverage on that Bulls team would have been insane.
We would have known more than we would have wanted to know.
Jeez. And, all right, man. Well, that's really all we got. I mean, thanks a lot for joining us. This is like super dope.
Yeah.
You have a really good like speaking voice for like sports and stuff, so you should like definitely pursue this.
Thank you. I may there is some things like we have a little mini podcast that we started on YouTube. It's called The Foul Line Show. It has 800 subscribers, and it's we haven't really found our like niche yet, or like what we're gonna do exactly. And it's been a little bit dead lately just because we were kind of hoping to talk. We started right before the NBA shut down. So, like, we were planning to talk about the ongoing NBA and not nothing.
No, makes sense.
Yeah.
It's difficult for us to find content. Like, we ranked Pixar movies and we were like, oh, what are the best sports movies and TV shows? Like, we're running out of content. But, I mean, like, interviewing you and just, like, finding random things to pull out of our ass are really just holding us together. But I mean, dude, we'll for sure check out and follow and listen to that podcast. It sounds real good.
Okay, thank you. It's just me and 3 buddies, and it's okay. It's not something I'm 100% happy with, but I know it could be something I'm happy with one day.
That's all.
Hey man, those are the best type of projects, just with your friends, just chilling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Thanks a lot. We really, really appreciate it, and just keep on churning out the good content. Like we really appreciate. Like it makes us laugh every single time you post something.
I definitely will, and I will try my best to get as much good content out as I can, even though these rough times, as you guys already know. But I'll definitely check out y'all's podcast, and whenever you go live with this one, make sure you send it to me.
That sounds good, man. All right. Sweet. Take care. Stay safe.
You too. Y'all guys be safe.
All right, sounds good.
Have a good night.
You too. Later.
Yeah, guys, thank you so much for listening to that great interview. We had a blast talking with Mason about his love for Cleveland sports and his journey behind creating that meme page. So if you guys aren't already, please give his page a shout out and a follow, real.nba.quotes on Instagram. And if you guys are new to this podcast, podcast.lockedin is our Instagram handle. You can email us with any questions at podcast.lockedin@gmail.com. Message us on Instagram. We'd love to talk to y'all about anything sports related. We try and keep interacting with you guys on Instagram, so really appreciate everyone that's been reaching out.
Yeah, shout out to you guys. Shout out to Mason for being an unbelievable guest. We're gonna keep growing, and this is a huge first step. So thanks to him. Yeah, definitely go check out his page. And once again, just stay safe, guys. We're gonna have more content coming for you guys. So
yeah, guys, stay safe. Wash your hands.
Peace.